Hello, everyone. Welcome to Debrief with Danny. And tonight I am joined by a very, very beautiful lady, Arianne Amante.
Hello. Hi, everyone. Hello. Thank you, Danny, for having me.
It's like 1 year in the making.
1 year in the making. Kasi I remember you messaged me last year about it. So, medyo ready na ako that time. And then, okay, buti na lang. Because like, a
Yeah.
lot of things happened in a year. So, like, I got married, di ba?
Yeah.
And
Congratulations on
then,
that.
basta ang dami nangyari. So,
Yeah.
perfect.
I had to parang internalize also eh. Parang that time, I was trying to be comfortable with the camera and
Mhm.
then familiarizing myself with sa voice also. Kasi, girl, when you start a podcast pala, it's very, very cringy. Like when you hear your voice for the first time, or maybe it's just me, pero yun, parang hindi ako
I
sanay to
think it's
hear
the
my own
voice
voice.
in your head na
Correct. So,
parang
I had to like
telling you,
silence. Yeah.
yeah, it's the voice in your head telling you don't do it ganyan-ganyan. Pero when
Correct.
you do it, di ba, bongga na siya.
Yeah. And now, parang, okay, medyo mas comfortable na. So, here we are. Here we are. And 1 year
My
later.
first podcast ever. It's like I get invites from like podcasts, but like parang I'm super shy to talk about myself and like with the nature of my job too, di ba? I have a lot of speaking engagements and stuff like that. Sometimes I get so shy to talk about myself. So, but of course, Daddy, you've
It's
been
a
a long time
practice.
friend.
Yeah, grabe. And kailan pa tayo last nag-hangout?
My
Grabe.
gosh, ang tagal
It's
na.
been so long. I feel like
Yeah.
I remember lang seeing you from doing a campaign for your brand, Clutch
Yeah,
Flame,
yeah,
diba?
yeah.
And
Oh wait,
then,
we were so bagets pa when we last
I don't,
hung out. As in, let's not talk about it.
who is she?
Oo.
Who are they?
We're changed women now.
But speaking of Clutch Flame, I've seen your story, like how you've grown Clutch Flame over the years. You started pandemic, no?
Yeah, we
Tama ba?
started pandemic 2020. Yeah. But
Okay.
we officially launched 2021.
Uh-huh.
Diba with SEC and all those FDA papers and whatnot,
Yeah.
it really takes you a year to really parang before you can fully launch the brand,
Uh-uh.
especially a beauty brand kasi we offer cosmetics and skincare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you share a little bit more on like the pre pre-launch, the 2020, like the story of
Oh
how
my
you, like
God.
the ideation, parang I wanna know like the process, ganyan. Kasi when you launched it, parang I was really inspired by it. Kasi even, it felt like if I'm gonna do it right, if I'm gonna do something, you're gonna do it right. Parang ganun yung feels na naramdaman ko when you launched your brand.
Oh, that's so nice. Thank
Yeah.
you. It's a long story. I always get asked actually what's the
Mm,
story behind Flush Flame, but I
yeah.
think this is an open secret. Open secret.
Oh.
But I think this is something that everyone knows naman na
Mm,
Flush Flame started as my journal turned blog when I was in high school. Yeah, so it's been a very personal, intimate journey,
right.
and now we're here 4 years after. It really started as something na parang it's my outlet to really shape my creativity, my thoughts.
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna be a writer. That was my dream when I was in high school.
Mm-hmm.
I was very angsty as a teen. So, ang dami kong emosyon, ganon. So, dahil sa emosyon, so what I would do is I would write down all my feels, my emotions,
Yeah.
and I kept a journal called Cloche Flame. And Cloche Flame is actually a play on my name. Because
Okay.
my real name is Isabella Amante.
Wow.
And
Latina.
Latina, super Latina,
Super
diba?
Latina.
Super Latina. And then cloche is like the bell-shaped jar that you used to cover for like candles or food. Meron ako dito pero ang layo niya. But yeah, siya yung parang bell-shaped jar that you used to cover candles or like food, ganyan. So, Isabella Bell Ganyan. So, very creative. Dati pa, magulo na yung utak ko dati pa. Pero in a very organized way. Organized chaos yung utak ko dati pa. And then, flame came from amante. Because amante is lover in Spanish.
Wow.
So, lover, spark, flame.
Yeah.
So, there you have it.
It's a pseudonym ba? Parang
yeah,
ganun.
it's a pseudonym. Actually, I wanted to hide kasi under Flush Flame because I didn't want my friends to know na I was writing. And I would also write for the school newspaper. I would submit my poetry, ganyan. And I didn't want them to know.
I write poems then.
Yeah.
Okay.
So parang, I didn't want them to know. I didn't want anyone to know that, oh, this is what she's feeling right now, whatever, ganyan. So I hid under the name Flush Flame until eventually medyo nahalata na nila na it was me. So that was like my go signal na to, okay, let's do this. Let's make it a blog. So it turned into a blog where I would write everything and anything under the sun na parang all the things I like and dislike. Parang sinasabi ko siya sa mundo even if I know na I don't know if people are reading it, but like, it made me feel good na I had an outlet. So, yeah.
I had that phase also. I don't know if you've been seeing my stories during the pandemic. Like, I've been writing every day. Kasi it really helps you parang funnel your thoughts.
Yeah.
And parang na-organize mo siya in some way. And yun, naano rin ako to writing mga pandemic. Kasi I think it was the quiet and the stillness. And then parang, ano ba, mga reflect, ganyan. And then, napunta rin ako to poetry then now.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah, mas
so
ano na yung... Now? Yeah, mas ano na yung thoughts ko into poetry. Sometimes, when I feel like a little spark, parang the rhythm and the rhyme, it just flows naturally. So, I try to capture that, pero sometimes, nami-miss out ko siya. So, babalikan ko.
Actually, don't be too hard on yourself or huwag ka masyado maging strict. Because like for me, writing is like it's something na can help you talaga in a day-to-day basis. Like ako, I still journal up to now, but it's not like super haba na. Unlike before talaga, super haba talaga yung journal. But now, at least I try to write down my thoughts, things that I'm grateful for, as cheesy as that sounds, ganyan, manifestations.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Kasi when you write down yung goals mo din, parang meron kang nare-reinforce siya when you see it on paper. So parang, make accountable.
Parang you're accountable to make it happen.
Exactly.
So, like, parang for me then, with Flush Flame before, because I was very insecure growing up. Kasi, alam mo, super swerte ng kids now. Kasi, very progressive na. I mean, we're not there yet. But it's better now. The environment now is better than before, when we were growing up. Kasi when we were growing up, of course, I'm a morena, and then I didn't have like super straight hair, ganyan.
So, curly ka pala ba?
Curly talaga ako. Pero nung lumaki na ako, when I got older, nawala siya.
Bumagsak na siya.
Bumagsak siya. So yun, those are the things. And also, I'm very petite, I'm short. So, yung mga insecurities ko, instead of like, me, being harsh on myself, I write them down. Parang outlet na lang talaga yung writing for me. So, Flush Flame has really helped me a lot in so many ways.
That's so amazing. And then, so from writing, how did it now like transition to a beauty brand?
A beauty brand.
Parang, I like your tagline ha, beauty that lights up.
That lights up.
Ganda.
Yeah. Kasi diba candle nga. So, beauty that lights up. I mean, kasi, Flush Flame grew with me. So, from a very insecure high school teenager to nag-college na. And then, no college was when ever since kasi, maarte na ako. But I went to a really strict Catholic high school. And we can't wear makeup. Kahit pulbo lang yan. They would notice. So, I felt too restricted. And then, come college, para, oh my gosh, I can do whatever I want. I can color my hair. I can wear a bold lipstick. I can spend my allowance on makeup.
Mm-hmm.
Ganon. So, ganong level. So, eventually, my blog became some sort of a beauty blog
Mm.
na where I would recommend stuff that I like that I've tried.
Right.
And yun nga, Plush Flame really grew with me. Na from the start, it
Yeah.
was something na to hide my insecurities and just to write down everyday stuff that's happening
Mm-mm.
to me, even though people don't really care about it. And then, nag-college na, so beauty naman,
Yeah.
ganon. And then, I always knew that I wanted to have my own beauty brand, college pa lang. Because back then, we didn't have any options locally masyado. What I remember, yung mga brands, they weren't like parang the brands that we have now that spoke to you on a deeper level. The
Yeah.
branding
Yeah.
wasn't it.
Yeah. I
And
get.
like it wasn't something that you would be proud of to pull out from your bag or display in your
Mm-hmm.
vanity area.
Mm-hmm.
It felt cheap. And it was cheap,
Yeah.
diba?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yun yung mga local options natin back then. So,
Mm-hmm.
I would really save up for expensive ones na
Yeah.
galing pang abroad. And
Yeah.
then, it started na biglang brands like Glossier,
Yeah. I
yung
remember
mga
that.
community-driven brands, they started coming in. So,
Uh,
parang, I had an idea na, oh, so, if they can do that in,
mm.
like, other parts of the world, why can't we do it here in the
Yeah.
Philippines?
Mm-mm.
Na, to create products that meron pa rin, may feel pa rin ng pagka-luxurious, but it's not something that won't hurt your pockets, diba?
Yeah.
Na it's still like college student friendly.
Mm-mm.
And at the same time, we'll celebrate the beauty of Filipinas, of
Yeah.
the Filipino people. So, that was very something na talagang pinaglalaban ko. Cause like, I feel like yung face ko
Mm-hmm.
very Filipino talaga.
Yes. Yeah.
And like, that was something na, even my college thesis, it was about that. Really highlighting Filipino beauty. So it's a cause that's really close to my heart. So ever since I knew that I wanted to create a beauty brand, it was just a matter of timing. Because
Yeah.
we were young, diba? And we're
Yeah.
still young.
And the capacity then.
The capacity. Pero yun nga, when we graduated, oh my gosh, naglabasan na silang lahat. But of course, that didn't hinder me to create my own. Because like, there's a space naman for everyone.
Yeah. Did you have to wait for it? Parang you mentioned the idea came from how Glossier did it. Like, that's the case study, diba? Tapos parang you were kind
Yeah.
of waiting for the right time to do it. Yung timing mo ba, was it more of you did it through like your gut instinct, or did you wait for a market first?
Yeah. Actually, my timing was very spontaneous. Because like, so what happened was, I promised myself kasi that I'm gonna do a corporate job after college. Kasi I wanted to experience like working in an office and doing all those things. So I did that for like 5 months.
Okay.
But then, parang, oh my gosh, it's not for me. Ganon. It's really not for me. And medyo delayed pa yung pag-work ko. Because like, when I graduated college, the year after, I took up a short course in New York pa.
Yeah.
So, super parang, hindi ko na-delay na ako doon.
Yeah.
In that area, in the working girl area ng life ko. So, yun, after coming back from New York, so I took up design and management because like I've always been a creative first before anything else. So I took up design and management, and then when I came back, I got a corporate job as a brand manager for a jewelry brand. Which is still very much on brand with my kaartehan.
You're very kikay talaga, no?
I'm very kikay talaga. Pero girl, you know my internship in college? Because, di ba, we would have internships.
Like the mandatory one.
I entered for a global sports brand.
Really?
Like, sa top two na global sports brand. Isa doon. So, parang, oh my gosh, ang dami ko ng pinagdaanan talaga.
Mm-mm.
Ikaw ba, where did you intern?
Me, I interned, well, there was a period kasi na hindi pa yung required internship pero nag-i-intern na ako. And then
Ah,
so the first one was in a big pharma located in Taft. Ay, Taft ba? Or somewhere near your area in Alabang.
oh,
Parang
really?
extension ng Taft. Yes, oo. So,
Ah,
it was
so you
good.
go here?
Yeah. Pero that time naman, I was living in Taft. So, parang it's
Okay.
fine.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, after that, yung mandatory na internship, kasi since finance, di ba? Parang, most of my batchmates, I remember they would do banks, ganyan.
Yeah,
But
Kat
me,
did.
oo. But me, I went in insurance. Parang
Ah,
it's a different path, all
yeah,
in
yeah,
all.
yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
weird because I don't recall us having insurance as an elective. Or hindi lang ba ako nag-pay
Oh
attention?
my gosh, baka di ka nag-pay
Pay attention. But I really don't remember us studying insurance because I remember insurance, I learned it while I was doing the job na. Tapos yun, after that,
And that's the
na,
beauty of internships. You learn through the job.
yeah. But the basic ones, like yung financial statements, ganyan, yung investment side of things, yun, na-apply ko rin siya in the internship and my first job.
Yeah.
So, na-continue ko yung insurance path na yun. So, that's where the first job, where I landed my first job also. Pero different company naman na.
How
Yeah.
how our lives have changed
Oh my God.
since then.
Sobrang iba.
Sobrang iba.
Sobrang iba. As
Sobrang
in,
iba.
I cannot. Sometimes I up to now, like every year, nagre-reflect kasi ako, like,
Yeah.
since 2019, how have I progressed since then? And then sometimes, parang, oh nga no, bakit ako ganyan? And then meron akong marirecall na, ang cringe, bakit ako ganun?
Yeah. I think it's super okay to be cringe sa sarili
Yeah.
mo. Like, it's super okay.
Mm-mm.
Parang,
It's like an indicator of growth. Parang if you didn't cringe, like, you didn't grow at all.
yeah, exactly. I agree. Yeah.
Diba? So, when launching yung the Clutch Flame, it was
Oh my
really...
gosh, oo nga, nagchika na tayo.
Balik tayo.
So, yun na nga. So, after my corporate job, the pandemic happened. So, I resigned after like 5-6 months.
Yeah.
I resigned kasi I have another offer from another corporate, basta, I can't mention. I don't want to mention.
Okay.
Basta, I had another offer. It was really good kasi it was like a PR and marketing stint at this like e-commerce platform. Yan, ganyan. So, I was ready to take it na, ganyan. That's why what happened?
Sorry, it was my cat.
Oh my gosh!
Okay, go.
So, I resigned. But when I resigned, it was March of 2020.
Okay. So, di ba doon na yun ng lockdown?
Lockdown!
Oo, yeah, March.
Lockdown! Yeah. So, nag-resign ako. My gosh, girl. The job that I was about to take, parang they emailed me, we couldn't take you anymore because we were like, it was during the pandemic and nagkaroon ng, what happened during the pandemic? Mind block ako.
Nag-lockdown.
The jobs. No,
and then, nag-retrench.
Nag-retrench sila ng mga tao. So like, oh my gosh, sana ako pupulutin. But, I mean, I speak naman from privilege na I was very lucky that I was still living with my parents and honestly, I could just like not work for the entire pandemic, but I took that as a sign to finally start my business.
Yeah.
And then, it was so timely kasi I messaged Kat, my best friend, Kat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who is now?
Kat, who is now Miss Universe.
Vote for her.
Yeah. So, I messaged Kat is my best friend from high school. And then, I messaged her. Sabi ko, oh my gosh, sis. Like, I'm over the corporate life. Ayoko na. I'm gonna create my own beauty brand. Ganyan. And then, parang she replied na, girl, ako rin, I just quit my job because I wanna focus on
Ayun.
pageantry.
Yeah.
Tapos sabi ko, oh my gosh, sakto. And then, parang ano na lang parang nagka-tingin na
Nag-align na
lang or
lang siya.
something. Align na lang na parang sabi niya na, do you want me? Parang, I wanna be part, ganyan. Parang ganun na yung nangyari. And
Yeah.
it was super timely because like, I personally, I'm not good with numbers. And I admit that. I'm not good with numbers. So I needed someone who's good at something that I'm not good at.
Yeah, correct.
So, parang, it was so perfect na, now Kat is our CFO.
Yeah.
And we work together very closely. So, yun. And then, in the middle of like doing all those research development and, doing the papers, grabe girl, nagbenta pa ako ng ube pandesal.
Talaga ba?
Yeah.
Sobrang in-trend yun nung pandemic. At saka yung coffee, ano yun? What do you call it?
Dalgona.
Yun, dalgona. Na kailangan arm workout.
Yeah. I had to send ube pandesal just so I have my pang Shopee or Lazada. Because my savings were like, oh my gosh, naubos na yung savings ko because of like, I was building my business and stuff. And even though, of course, I'm very grateful because like my parents, they helped me build the business also.
Yeah.
But then, parang, it's on me na eh, diba? So, the pressure was there. So, yun. Yeah.
Did you have any doubts while you were pursuing that?
Honestly, when you're starting something, the excitement is there. Like, adrenaline rush siya, na parang, oh my gosh, it's gonna be a big thing. I'm gonna be this and that. This is gonna be such a hit. So, at first, there were no doubts. Parang it's super, sobrang baliktad nangyari sa akin na when I was starting, I was so into it na parang nothing could ever go wrong. That was my mindset. But then I started having doubts when it was going on already.
Okay.
Because like, I did perceive that, having a business would take such an impact on me, physically, mentally, emotionally.
Yeah.
But also I was very young. I started Cosplay. I was 25. I just turned 25.
Right.
So parang my brain just developed. Diba your brain developed 25?
Frontal lobe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So parang I was relatively young, even though my dad, he's a businessman. So that's a good thing naman that I kind of had a mentor. But then the experience that you're gonna have when it's you na, that's something that I don't think anyone can share the same pain or success in whatever journey that you're going through, whether it's like this or not. So yun, it's really more on like the ongoing, the now.
Parang they said nga like when you start your own business or when you go through the entrepreneurial path, it's not just the business that you're developing but also personal development siya.
Yeah. It's like parang, how do I say this? Talagang sometimes parang definitely there are days that you want to give up. It's not naman kasi every day that it's successful, right? I mean, but I always say that it's super important to show up. No matter what happens, show up. That's like the least, but also the most important thing that you can do is to show up.
Consistency kasi talaga.
Consistency talaga, yeah. And bahala na, make or break, bahala na. Basta I'm here, I'm gonna show up, I'm gonna do everything and anything that I can.
Yeah.
Basta lang for this to work, even if it won't work, okay, at least I tried.
You tried it. Yeah. Right. And then now, it's 4 years old.
Yeah, it's 4 years old.
Your baby is 4 years old.
Yeah, I know, I can't believe. It's like, oh my gosh, yun nga. Running a business, I feel like it's like raising a child. I don't have a child yet.
Yeah.
But I feel it's pretty much the same.
How
you need
is
to nurture.
Okay. How is it the same?
Yun nga, kasi parang you need to nurture. I have a pet, Brooklyn. So I have the Pomeranian. She's like my baby. And like, I always think that parang, oh my gosh, parang flush flame to ah. Kasi I have to feed her, I have to make her
Yeah.
happy, I need her to grow and stuff. So I feel like it's the same in a way that when you raise a child, you want the best for your child. And also, yun nga, you want to nurture that child.
Correct.
You want it to grow.
Mm-mm.
You want it to succeed without you. Kasi I'm not naman here for like forever, right?
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
not here for forever, so I need the business to succeed without me, with or without
Mhm.
me. So yun,
That's
I
a
feel like
really
that's the
good
thing.
mindset. Yeah. But then, how do you have a team now
We
for
have a
Flush View?
team now,
Mm-hmm.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
But it's super small. We're less than 10 full-time members. So we have part-timers and we have full-time members of Flush Flame. There are only two, three of them who
Mm.
go to the office on the daily. And
Yeah.
then, of course, Kat and I, we go at least once or twice a week.
Mm.
Kasi we do a lot of things outside of Flush Flame as well. So yun. The
Dami nyo
reason
ngang
why,
collab eh.
the reason why
Mm.
we're doing a lot of things outside of Flush Flame is to sustain Flush Flame because we are still an independent startup.
Yeah.
We're bootstrapping everything, funded by just us. So
Yeah.
we need to do stuff that can sustain it and fund it. Yeah.
Creatively.
Creatively.
What was it like when you hired your first employee?
It's so funny because like our first office, we were in my parents' old house and that was their
Mm.
office.
Mm.
Or they had a brand before. Basta they had a brand before and that was their office.
Yeah.
And then they had an assistant.
Okay.
And my mom told me, do you need someone to pack for you?
Ooh.
I was like, yeah, if I need someone to pack for me. Kasi
Okay.
the packages for, the e-commerce
Yeah.
platforms.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, yes, please, because Kat and I can't do this forever. Na from the start, Kat and I, we were packing, we were doing the e-commerce, everything, end to end. We were doing everything.
Mm-mm.
So when my mom finally offered their assistant, so it was like a shared manpower.
Yeah.
So at first, parang, oh my gosh, our first employee, ganyan. And then when we were finally building the team, slowly by slowly, at first, it was kind of hard for me to let go of some of the tasks because parang I feel like I had to be, I had to be there for for them to be able to do what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
I need to micromanage. Like,
Uh-uh.
it has to be my way, or if
Or-
you don't do it my way, it's not gonna work.
Mm-mm. Yeah.
So that was me before, and parang I was so afraid to let go. Even if may tao, I was so afraid to let go. I was still super hands-on. But
Mm-mm.
then eventually, when you build a brand that has a strong vision and also identity and can stand with its own voice,
Yeah.
kaya niya lang talaga mabuhay mag-isa. And I think you just really have to trust the people that you hired. That's why you hired them in the first place,
Yeah.
right?
How
For
did
them
you
to do
let
their
go?
work. Yeah.
Was it like a slowly thing?
It was
You
a
letting
very
it go?
slowly thing. I went through a lot of people. Until now, sometimes I catch myself when, for example, because I'm also the creative director for Flush Flame.
Mm.
So when they submit assets and assets meaning like photos and videos to be
Yeah.
posted and whatnot. So when they submit those to me for approval, I do have this tendency to make telikot the photos and edit it myself. So I still catch myself sometimes, but I'm better now. I'm definitely better now.
How would you say that you're better now? What's the change? What's the difference?
Because before, even when I'm on vacations, literally I'm on my laptop. As in, for the Instagram feed, I'm super nakatutok. I'm like watching their every move. But now, I'm more confident. So like, if I'm going on a vacation, like even during my wedding, kasi I wanted all of this to be fixed before my wedding. I wanted to have a proper team before my wedding so that during my wedding, I wouldn't be thinking of anything. So that was kind of
Yeah.
like the test for me. So yun, that was last year. And
Mm-mm.
then yun, when I was in my wedding, because it was an out of town wedding, and it
Mm.
was like a week long celebration. So parang
Yeah.
sabi ko, oh my gosh, I can't work ha. I can't work.
Yeah.
Grabe na to.
Mm-mm.
So that's when I parang figured out that, oh, okay, now I can relax a little bit more. Yeah.
It's really the trust that you have to build it first, eh.
Yeah, it's the trust
Mm-mm.
talaga. Or else you're just gonna kill yourself in the process,
Kasi
honestly.
you don't wanna kill yourself.
So parang, kasi the like for example, di ba, I'm the CEO, the
Mm.
founder, and so there's already a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Isabay mo pa siya with like dealing with graphics na super, it's not naman, I don't want to say it's trivial, but it's still important. But the way of like the decision making that you do, kasi isipin mo pa itong nandito sa baba, parang, what are you doing to yourself, girl? So it was kind of
I
like
get-
a wake-up.
I get it. And I think what you're experiencing, it's not just you naman. It's a normal leadership dilemma that we've also parang studied in grad school, and I've seen it also with the work that it's a work ko. Yeah, kasi oo. So you're not alone.
I'm not
Everyone is
alone.
experiencing that.
Girl, I felt so bad for the longest time. Like, parang I was so harsh on myself too, because I was like, why am I like this? I can't let go. I'm so protective of my baby.
Yeah.
My baby, my plush play, my baby. So parang, for you to say that, I feel so.
Yeah. I've experienced that myself then, especially if parang alam mo yung I get what you feel, yung you had that vision and then you're very yung super clear nung vision. And then you're very excited and eager to put it out there.
Yeah.
And parang every little detail of it, sobrang naka-laser focus ka to it.
I know. As in like, detail-oriented. It's not even called detail-oriented. It's OA na talaga.
But then now, so you have a team and you've mentioned na you've let go of that parang na-overcome mo na yung phase na yon. May nanonotice ka ba na leadership style na nag-emerge to yourself?
Ooh, that's a nice question.
Yeah.
Leadership style. I think I'm really parang, how do I say this? Like, building a startup, it forces you to be, how do I say this? To be super into solutions. Like, solutions. But then, even though I'm all about solutions, I always try to keep it strategic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think that's my leadership style.
Okay.
Like, it's about balancing being reactive and proactive.
Yeah.
Because back then, I was a micromanager. As in, diba, with my story. But now, I've learned to like push back a little. But also at the same time, since I mentioned earlier that we had the experience of doing everything ourselves before, so I know how to pack, I know how to do e-commerce, I know all those stuff from, let's say, even if I'm not like the best in math, I know finance, I know how to read the P&L and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, you know, we've been through all of those ourselves as founders. So I think that has helped my leadership style a lot, in a way that I know how to roll up my sleeves and not just like sit there and watch everyone do their thing.
Work. Yeah.
Yeah, parang yun. And like for me, I'm also big on like transformation. Leadership to me isn't just about your success. It should be about the success of the people around you, the people that you lead. So that's what leadership is to me. And I'm very, very happy because like one of our girls, she came in as an assistant packer, something like that. So she used to just pack the shipments for like the e-commerce platforms.
Mm-mm.
But now she's like the manager of e-com for Tosh Flame. So
Wow. Yeah.
stuff like that. Na
Mm-mm.
before I would do the promos, I would do the back
Yeah.
end when there's live streams. It should
Mm-mm.
be me. But now I can just like let her do that. And
Mhm.
the good thing about me experiencing that before, if she's like she has to be on leave bigla or there's like an emergency,
Yeah.
I can
You
do the work.
can.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can do the work. So yeah, it's really more on like solution based, but like
Mhm.
having a long term vision in mind.
Right.
I think running a startup, it really grabe the grit talaga that we
The
need to have,
resilience.
the resilience. So it's about really just pushing boundaries, but also at the same time being able to, as cliche as this sounds, inspire the people around you. Yeah.
Yeah. Parang what I noticed based on your story is that you're very hands-on as a person
I am.
like as a person. So when you were starting Cloche Flame, you're very hands-on on the work and getting the execution and everything.
Yeah.
And but then now that you're more on the leading side of things, you're still hands-on, but more on the personal development of the people
Yeah.
of every individual of your team.
Yes. Yes. Because like I always say, kaya pa. May
Mm-mm.
malalabas pa. So like,
Yeah.
I know it's so scary to be like the type of boss na para, oh my gosh, hindi ang
Yeah.
hirap niya i-please or something like that. Like that. Honestly, I'm easy to please. It's just that I know
Mhm.
that there's something more that you can bring into the table. You're just not like showing it, or you're not just like pushing your full potential, and that's why I'm here, 'di ba? So
Okay.
that's what I always tell them, kaya pa, meron pa meron pang ilalabas, ganyan.
How do you balance it then? Kasi parang another dilemma that leaders usually face is, especially in the Filipino context, we're very relational, 'di ba? In terms of the style, like we're not gawin mo, I'll give you money. Parang it's not like that. Parang how do you then kind of balance the personal and the work side when it comes to your relationship with your people?
Oh, that's nice. I think we've built Cloche Flame in a way that it's very community driven.
Yeah.
So it's like the voice of the people is very important to us.
Mm.
And that applies also to our team internally. So when it's business, when we're in a meeting and it's serious topic, talagang we are very serious about it.
Yeah.
But outside of that, my team knows I'm very friendly with them. But like they can joke around me. That's the type of relationship that we have with each other.
Yeah.
And I'm very grateful that we were able to nurture this kind of environment. Especially now, diba? Parang I don't think it's still acceptable to have a very toxic environment. But
Yeah.
but of course, we're not perfect. We're only humans. I always tell my staff, my employees, that at the end of the day, I'm only human. Sometimes, parang I could be wrong too, and you can just tell me. So
Yeah.
it's a very collaborative space na we can suggest whatever is like good for each other. Ganon, yeah.
Do you enforce habits in your team or even to yourself?
Force habits. Well, when we were starting, kasi I noticed that they weren't taking down notes. So, parang I told them to start taking down notes, and because when you don't have notes, yun yung minsan naging cause of the chaos. Because sometimes they would go back to me and tell me, oh, we did talk about that, or like, oh, we did settle on this and that.
Correct.
But then how would you know you didn't have notes or you didn't have any proof, diba?
Yeah.
So that's one thing. Another habit that for me or for my employees?
Let's say for you muna, and then what are the habits that you try um to teach your employees?
Oh, I'm very organized. As in, I'm very organized. And as a creative, I know some people will say, talaga ba? But
Yeah.
really, I am very organized. Like, everything is, if it's not on my calendar, it's not happening. So that's me. I'm very organized. And that's something that I also I wanna set an example too for my employees. I want them to see that, this is how I work. I don't require you to copy it, but then it's working for me, so maybe it will work for you. So yeah, that's how I can relate the taking down notes thing from earlier. Yeah, I'm very organized. Yeah, and my friends could attest to this because even now when we're traveling, and even my family, when we're traveling, I'm like the head organizer. And girl, I'm not even paid for it. But I just do it. As in, I am the type of person who will have Excel sheets for anything and everything.
So you're ikaw yung gumawa ng G sheets with the itinerary.
Yes. And then one time it was so funny. So we had this Japan trip. So it was with Kat and her friends. We had this Japan trip. So I did an itinerary for me and my husband. And they were like, can we have a copy? Ganyan. So I sent a copy. And then, after a day or two, I noticed that they changed the title na. Instead of Arianne Gavin Japan, it's now says all, as in AL, all, as in for everyone. All Japan. So I'm like, oh my God, guys. Ano ba?
And then you followed it bit by bit.
Yeah, and then they followed it, as in the entire Japan trip, they were all, okay, what's next on the itinerary? And then everyone was asking that, hey, where are we going next? Where are you in?
Yeah. Sobrang nice. Kasi when you're off work, yung kabilang part of your brain is what's working, the structure.
I know.
But then when you're on work, very the creative side of it.
I know. Yeah.
Ako baliktad. So work, very structured.
Oh, yeah. And you're creative outside of work.
So,
oh my God. There's a pattern. See? There's a pattern.
Yeah. So work, very structured, very parang kailangan may plan, kailangan lahat may milestones, ganyan.
Yeah,
But
and
then,
I see your Instagram, you're dancing, you're writing,
yes.
yoga. Oh my gosh, it makes
even when I traveled nga kasi, well, in Strat kasi, almost same personality lang yan lahat. Like, very type A kind of people yung nag-excel to it. And then, when I had a recent trip, and then, as you know, yun nga, very creative, very free-flowing ako outside of work. When my lead asked me, so, what's your itinerary? Sabi ko, wala, I'll just go there. Parang,
really?
Yes. I just go there and then maybe I'll just wander around, I'll walk around and then see what I see. Parang ganun.
Oh my gosh, girl. You know, that's my bucket list. Tingnan mo, bucket list ko na yung ginagawa mo. That's my bucket list, to have a vacation without thinking of anything. Because like, I always make parinig to my husband na sometimes I want a gift na just give me a vacation that you land it out without me having to do anything with it. I just want to go there, relax. But then, never happens. Maybe in the future. Kasi I really want to do that. As in, gusto ko gawin yan.
Parang naka-off lang yung brain mo. Parang when I went on that trip, I just wanted to achieve like one activity, which was the paragliding. And then it was
you went with the flow lang?
Yeah, and then I just went there. Parang it was a 5-6 day thing. Tapos, yun lang yung parang plan ko. And then, I can choose to do that whenever I want. Parang ganun lang. And then, the rest, bahala na.
How did you book your hotel? Parang, you just know this is the location you'll be in. Ganun.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay.
Saw the shop.
I'll update you.
Yeah. Nice naman. Kasi, naka-ano talaga, off yung brain. And it's really, it helps you. Parang nagre-reset yung brain niya. Ganun. Yeah. I would recommend 5 stars.
Oh my gosh. Sige.
But pick a location na walkable, ganyan. Parang also safe. You can consider that.
Easy to go around.
Yeah. So, okay, going back again. Grab natin.
Daming chika.
Daming side quest. Ang tawag dito. So, since you have your team now, do you give them advice when it comes to like leadership or to any emerging leaders na sa audience natin? Would you have any advice for them?
For me, I always tell my staff, my employees, to know their compass. That's very, very important. Na parang you have to stay grounded in your values and what you believe in. Kasi parang even when there's like, what do you call this, pressure to conform,
Yeah.
when you are very in touch with your values and your moral compass, you'll be okay. As in, you'll be okay. And as a leader, kasi people will look to you for direction. So
Right.
you need to have a clear sense of what's best for you, the team, and the company. And that's why it's super important na you know your compass. And this applies to not just leaders in the business field, but also, I mean, everything's political, but you know, our politicians, they're leaders. Nakita naman natin, sometimes the moral compass isn't there anymore, and
Right.
we see the effects of it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's why it's important na you start there, and you start with yourself. And also, don't forget to look after yourself. Sometimes, when you are in a leadership role, it's so easy to get lost in looking out for other people or like your company or basta the bigger picture, that we forget to look after ourselves too. And that was something that I had to go through as well. Because I have always been the type to put other people first.
Yeah.
I'm like that. Ganun talaga ako. And everyone who's close to me, they would know. When I love. Like 200%.
Wholeheartedly.
Wholeheartedly, I will give everything. I'll put you first. Ako nasa huli. It's fine.
Yeah.
But then, I learned this the hard way. And actually, I'll be open that I even, I talked to my therapist about this too. Na, I was going through that, and the point is, yun lang talaga, I just forgot about myself, and that was really sad for me because like I thought I was so, I don't want to say so in love with myself. It was a process because back then I was very, very insecure, and then now parang I feel like I love myself better now, and I thought I was there already, pero I've forgotten about myself pala in the process. So that's really important.
Take care of yourself always.
Yeah.
Okay. So
and the moral compass.
and the moral compass. And is it safe to say that that's your kind of leadership philosophy na rin?
Yeah. Yeah. For me, leadership is like making tough calls, even if they're not like the most popular ones.
Yeah.
Like, even if it's like a decision that not everyone is in favor of, or not everyone in the room will agree with. That's what leadership is. Parang it just makes you think bigger than like what surrounds you, and make a decision that even though people won't understand it now, they will see it
eventually. Yes.
Yeah.
And that's part of seeing the bigger picture.
Yeah.
Which is what you would have as a leader dapat. Diba? Okay. Diba? So, very, very lovely conversation with you, Arianne.
Yes. Oh my god.
Anyway, I will not keep you longer. Hello to our audience there. If you have any insights, please comment down below, and see you on the next one.